That's another chef. Bobby Parrish is not a chef. I'm not sure what he is. He's an entrepreneur. I will say that. He does a lot of great videos. But I saw a quick video that he did, and he did these crackers. Look at there. Those are amazing and so easy and so quick. So I'm going to show you really quick how to do them. And you know what I love about them? Is they're not $5 a box. Oh my gosh, the crackers and things are so expensive, and it's so hard to find any that don't have all kind of ingredients in them that you don't want, all kind of gluten and all kind of things that we don't want. All right, so these are the ones I baked earlier. Here it is. I just wanted to show you how it works. So basically, in the food processor, you put 2 cups of flour, and I'm going to send this out in an email, so just make sure I have your email. 2 cups of almond flour. I use the fine kind, and 1/4 of a cup of chia seeds. All right, I buy the organic. I don't use chia seeds very much. In fact, I had to hunt those up. Okay, 2 teaspoons of either olive oil, or you could put, I use avocado oil, salt, like a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1 egg. And I just pulsed it just a little bit, and it just kind of pulls all together like, you know, bread will do, or dough will do in here. And then I took 1/2 of it, and that's what this is. So this is the other 1/2, and the recipe on his website it's double, but I just took 1/2 of it. And then you just press it, you just roll it out. So I had to hunt up my rolling pin, because since I remodeled my kitchen, I hadn't used my rolling pin. But anyway, you just roll this out on parchment paper until you put it between the parchment paper and roll it out. And then you see what you have here. You have just a little, I mean, it's just flat. I mean, obviously it might be better if I'd rolled it out square, but he didn't roll his out square, so that's what I ended up doing. Now, let me find my, I know I had my pizza roller. Well, anyway, I can't find my pizza roller. It was right here in front of me. So I can't find it, so I'm just going to cut these in strips. You can do, you see how about a little bigger than a Cheez-It, I think. I don't like to say that word, because those things are not healthy. But I'm just going to score this along here, and roll it as thin as you can, because that's going to make your crackers, you know, crispier. And yeah, and then I'm going to come across this way. I've got some areas on the outside that are maybe a little bit too not the right shape, but we'll eat them anyway. James came in, he goes, "Ooh, crackers," because we don't have crackers very much. Yep. Okay, that one's a little bit thick. I'm going to kind of press that out. So you cook them on 350 for, I cook these, let's just say 10 minutes, okay? Now, before I put them in the oven, I'm going to, I've got some garlic salt over here. Don't you love my amaryllis? This is an amaryllis that I gave my brother for Christmas, and it didn't bloom before he died. And so when I was up there staying with him that last night before he died, I'm going to put a little garlic salt. It calls for everything but the bagel. I think that's the name of that seasoning, but I didn't have any. I'm also going to put a little dill weed, just because I love dill weed. You don't have to put that, but you can. Put what you like, okay? All right, now I'm going to stick this in the oven. I've got my oven on 350, and I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes. Okay, now, what I have here is a feta cheese, I'm just going to call it a dip. And so let me turn my camera around just a little bit so you can see. So here's what's going into that. I've got about 3/4 cup, really about 4 ounces of feta cheese. I'm just going to dump that in. And then I'm going to put about 1/2 cup of cottage cheese. So we're adding some protein in, which is really good. And then I'm going to add, this is goat cheese. I wanted to add a little more, but this was all I had. So that's about 2 tablespoons of goat cheese. I just like the taste of goat cheese, and it's creamy. And then I'm going to zest some lime. I can get this off. What's wrong with you? This has not happened before. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, so I've cleaned up this lime a little bit, and I'm going to zest it in here. And the recipe called for lemon, but lime, lemon, whatever you got, or if you want to go to the store and get your supplies ahead of time, that'll be good. So I'm just going to zest this whole lemon this whole lime in here, and then I'm going to cut it in half and get the juice. So that's going to be about 2 teaspoons of the zest. I love to zest lime and lemon. Regardless of what I'm doing, if I'm using lime and lemon, I always put the zest in, just because to me, it just gives it a really good flavor, okay? Okay, this is a great thing to have for the ball game tomorrow night. If you're trying to do a healthy thing with your guest or with your family. Okay, so I'm going to cut this in half and squeeze this juice in here. Okay, and that's a pretty juicy lime, so should be good. All right, and then what you see here, I did 2 different things just to kind of experiment. So this was a whole garlic clove, like the whole garlic, and I roasted it in the oven until it was smushy. All right, I roasted it probably about 20 minutes. I was preheating the oven, so I was able to do that. So I'm going to put that over in here, the whole garlic clove. But here's what I did with this one. This one I did in the microwave, and you see what it looks like there? That's exactly how you want it to look. And so I just put just a tad of water in there. Now, it's really, really, really important. All right, so I've got a garlic here. I want to show you that you cut that off. You got to cut that top part off. And if you don't do that, then your garlic, you won't be able to smush it out when it's done. Plus, you don't want that part, okay? So I'm going to cut this off, and then you'll see I kind of tore that garlic up, but you can put it back together. So if you want to do it in the tin foil, that's good, or you could just do it like that, all right? And put it in I don't like to microwave in plastic, and so I just put it in a glass container. And then what I would do is just squeeze this out. But you see, I just did that there. But make sure with your garlic, like a lot of these garlics have sprouted. How about organic garlic? So they've sprouted. So just like you'll see an onion will do this. It has that big spot in the middle. You don't want to eat that. So that's really, you're going to lose a lot of your garlic. So that's why it's, good not to buy it and keep it for a long time, because it's going to kind of go bad. All right, so what else have I got to put in here? I've got to put just a tad of something I forgot, some maple syrup. Oops. Okay. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna put a tad of maple syrup. Really just like a half a teaspoon maybe. Okay, just to give it just a little bit of sweetness. And then I think I got everything in here, and I'm gonna pulse it. Here we go. And this is gonna be like a creamy dip for the crackers. Okay. All right, if you don't have one of these, it's a little spoonula thing. I got this one at Sur La Table. But you can, I don't know, see it's got a straight end. This is great to get all the mayonnaise out of the jar. But I'm going to take this, put it on a cracker. I love that. I might add a little bit of dill to it just because I love dill. But I've got dill on the crackers, so maybe I don't need to do that. But that is delicious. I'm going to spoon it up and put it in if I was serving this, for a crowd, which I might do for the game, I would spoon it up. This is one of my grandmother's china. I love around the holidays to use my mom and grandma's stuff. I would spoon it up in here and sit it by the crackers just like that. Or if you've got a serving dish, you can put your Feta dip here in the middle, and then put the crackers around the side. Okay, so I'm gonna try to see if there's some. All right, I could take this out and show you, but you see the color of it. It's not gonna be ready for about 4 minutes. You can see the color of it. That's when you want to take it out of the oven, is when it's kind of brown around the middle. And again, the thinner you do this, the better. So remember, I need your email if you're going to get this. So I want to ask you a question. What is it that you could do starting Monday to be healthier? What is it that you could do? What is it that you could do? So here's some of the things. All right, number one is get more sleep. And I know for me, I battle that because I like to stay up late at night. Not late, but you know, I try to start going to bed at 9:30, because then I take a bath and I get in the bed, and I soak in my Epsom salt for 20 minutes. And you know, so I like to be asleep by 10 or 10:15. But sometimes I don't get there. I'm watching a video or a podcast or something, or I'm creating an email. So I have to work on my sleep. The other thing I have to do is I have to work on my meditation. You know, taking the time in the morning especially, or if I'm anxious, to just get before God and say, okay, calm down, Nancy. And this is a lot of times in the mornings when I do my devotional, okay? And then I have to get my exercise. So I go to an exercise class every morning that I can. It's a strength training, and it's a bar class with a lot of good strength training. So I do that to stay strong at 67. I went to the doctor last week, and he said to me, it was an oncologist, because I have the BRCA2 gene, so I have to go to see him and, you know, get checked more often than normal because I have the BRCA gene. And he said, Nancy, you're in the top 1% of health. And I'm like, and that's where I want to stay. I want to stay there. So I do that. I get my checks. I get my skin checked. I get my teeth cleaned. I do those, all those preventive things. I do those, okay? But I also eat healthy. And that's why I love it when I can find a good recipe to share with you, because, you know, the crackers we buy, I mean, they may say gluten-free, but they're going to have a lot of things in them that I don't want to put in my body. And I call that poison and not fuel. I want my food to be fuel to my body. What I eat, what I ingest, I want it to be fuel. The other thing I do is in the morning, every morning that I can, I try to watch the sun come up. I look in the direction of the sun, and that's about 7 or 7:15 now. It's about to change, I know that. But just for that 10 or 15 minutes, and while I'm doing that, I'm just expressing gratitude to God that every morning that sun comes up, even if it's behind the clouds. So even if it's behind the clouds, you're still getting that stimulus into your eyes. And research has shown that that is better than antidepressant medication for depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, bipolar, all those things. So give it a try. And then the thing I do is I try to avoid blue light at night, okay? I believe we were created to be up during the day, but to close our eyes after dark and not have all this light into our eyes. I've got a lot of light even in here this evening. And then let's see what else I do. I do exercise. I try to laugh. I love to laugh. My husband and I love to laugh. We went to Savannah today, and we had a good laugh about something. I can't even remember what it was, but just love to laugh and enjoy my family and friends. Let's see, what's some of the other things? Okay, here it is. It's 10 minutes, so let me see if I can get this out. Get this garlic out of the way. Okay, let me find my little thing here. And I think I can, ooh, yeah, that's perfect. Okay. You see how it looks? I bring it out. It's just barely, I mean, around the edge, it's kind of brown, but not too brown, because you don't want it too brown or it would probably crumble. Okay, so there you go. That's another whole little batch of them that I can put into some Tupperware. Let me turn this oven off. Okay, try to timer off. Okay, so you see they just really easily come apart, and if you hadn't cooked them enough, when you open it up, like the last batch I made, I didn't think it was enough, so I kind of spread them out, and I put them back in there and let them cook some more, so that the ones in the middle could get a little more done. And that's what I might do with these as well, because some of these right here in the middle are they're not really crunchy. And I want them to be, I want them to be like crackers, okay? All right, so watch for your email to get this recipe. Oh, and one more thing I did. Where did I put them? Okay. Hang on, I'm showing you this. Okay, I made these this was another recipe, steak bites, okay? This was I had one sirloin, actually I think it was a New York strip steak. The other night, James didn't want one, I wanted one, so I had his left. I cut it up in little 1-inch pieces, and in a measuring cup, a 4-cup measuring cup, okay, I put some olive oil, some coconut aminos, and some garlic powder. I stirred it around, put it on this pan, just spread them out on this pan, and cooked them in the air fryer for about 6 minutes, and they are perfect. Perfect. This would be a great little snack, so you could have that, and you could use other kind of steak, any kind you want to, and you want to cook it, the doneness that you want them. Okay, and let's see what Deborah is saying. Hey, breathing and focusing on improving yourself. That is a great thing to do. Yes, I agree. And that's what I'm doing. Hey, Teresa. Good to see you, Nell. Hello. Good to see you, Debbie, Christian, Barbara. Hello from snowy Denver. I know. I'm sure my daughter wishes she was there. Hey, Jessica. It's kind of hard to see everybody on here because you have to scroll. Hey, Tracy. Good to see you. I hope you'll try this recipe and make you some healthy snacks. So thank you for sharing. Thank you for watching. And share this video if you know somebody that needs it. And if I don't have their email, wants to get on my email list, I'd love to add them to it. So y'all have a great day.